7th house, and Jupiter aligns with Mars.
Then peace will guide the planet,
And love will steer the stars. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius. 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 Harmony and understanding, sympathy and trust abounding. No more falsehoods or derisions, golden living dreams of visions,
mystic crystal revelation,
and the mind's true liberation. Aquarius. Aquarius.
when the moon is in the 7th house, and Jupiter aligns with Mars.
Then peace will guide the planets, and love will steer the stars. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius. 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 Hey there, people all around the world, men and women, boys and girls. The time has come to occupy. It's much too late to judge and cry. Think about a love revolution, and it's here again. And it's time to let the sun shine in. Come together and sing out strong. Let the sun shine. Let the sun shine in. The sun shine in. Let the sun shine. Let the sun shine in. The sun shine in. All around the world. Let the sun shine. Come together. Let the sun shine. Sunshine. The sun shine in. Everybody sing. Let the sun shine. Open up your hearts. Let the sun shine. Sunshine. The sun shine. Come together and sing out strong for a peaceful planet where we all belong. Replace all fears with love and grace. We are different shades of one human race. It's the place to chase. The revolution is here again. It's near again. The resolution will now begin for all to let the sunshine in.
Heart is breaking today, but I'm not broken yet. I try to be optimistic, even though I'm upset. I won't live in fear of this great unknown. Life as we knew it is gone forever. What will it be like the next time we're together? I'm keeping the faith. We'll see a better day. look for the rainbow in the stark gloomy sky. I'm full of questions and I wanna know why we're at this place with no turning back. I pray when I wake up and when I go to sleep for a miracle to happen. We're in trouble deep and I'm keeping the faith. We'll see a better day. There's a time for everything, everything in its time. I'm holding on by a thread before I lose my mind. How much more suffering can this world stand? We're all socially distanced, we can't go anywhere. How did we get here? Sometime life's unfair. I'm keeping the faith. We'll see a better day. I look for the rainbow in the stark gloomy sky. I'm full of questions and I wanna know why we're at this place with no turning back. I pray when I wake up and when I go to sleep for a miracle to happen. We're in trouble deep and I'm keeping the faith. We'll see a better day. Then I think of all I have to be thankful for. My family and friends, I need nothing more. I choose to live in joy. No one can take away. I hold my head up high, I keep pressing on to the prize before me. When it's over and done, I'm keeping the faith to see a better day. I look for the rainbow in the stark gloomy sky. I'm full of questions and I wanna know why we're at this place with no turning back. I pray when I wake up and when I go to sleep for a miracle to happen. We're in trouble deep and I'm keeping the faith. We'll see a better day. I'm keeping the faith. We'll see a better day. We'll see a better day. We'll see a better day.
There was a time in my life when I had blurred vision. I wasn't finding peace anywhere, and I certainly wasn't finding truth in religion. So one day I decided that I would sit in the silence in my room, and I vowed that I would stay there till something in me moved, and I heard a voice. It was a still, small voice, and this is what it said. God is here. God is here. No matter where I am, God is here. God is here. God is here. No matter where I am, God is here. Now I see God everywhere, a little more each day. I see God in the flowers and in the bills that I choose to pay. I'm feeling God in my breath, spoken with each word. Oh, I'm feeling God breathe His life into me. Let God's love be God is here. No matter where I am, God is here. God is here. God is here. No matter where I am, God is here. Well, there once was a wise man, and this is what he said. He said that God is good all of the time, and that's stuck, oh, it's stuck in my head. So I said it as my mantra. Each and every day I said it until I believed it. Now that's my life each and every day. Yes, I finally achieved it. Sing it with me now. God is here. God is here. No matter where I am, God is here. God is here. No matter where I am, God is here. God is here. God is here. No matter where I am, God is here.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome
Hello and welcome to the People of Diversity Sunday service. We are a multi-faith community and we believe that there are many paths to one divinity. So what does that mean for you sitting at home, watching whatever your favorite social media is, taking this moment in? We have 10 different faith perspectives, 10 different musical artists or acts, and we have a rotating topic or series. We give each of those groups a single word topic, and each of them come back in order, a speaker and an artist with 2 videos. Becky and I say hello and goodbye. Philip and his team put it all together into a magical experience that you're having now. If you would like to join us in this crazy endeavor, please do so at www.peopleofdiversity.org. Hit the donate button in the middle of the page and move as you're directed, however that feels for you. We are grateful for all that shows up and all those who participate with us. So we have an upcoming event. We have a non-traditional belief perspective panel event. That was a mouthful, wasn't it? It will be at the Unity of Melbourne, out on US 1 as you're getting into Melbourne on on September 19th from 7 at night until 9. So the first part of it will be hearing from and asking questions of Jerry Nettesheim, Oracle, and Keith, how do you say it? Becker. Keith Becker.
I hope that's right.
Okay, so that's our humanist, our shaman, and our Wiccan representative. And they're going to share a little bit about themselves and answer some questions and perhaps take some questions from the audience. And then we'll have a chance to hang out and visit and ask the questions that we were all too shy to ask in front of everybody else.
And eat snacks.
And snacks. Food. There's food. So join us, won't you, and break down some of the preconceived ideas, misconceptions, prejudices, perhaps even old archaic beliefs that just kind of sit inside of us and we're not even really aware of. Let's break down some of those old walls and create some new connections and see what happens. So we're looking forward to seeing you then. And I think that's all I know.
Okay. Last week we had our shaman representative, Jerry Nettesheim, who's going to be one of our panel speakers, and she spoke on our current topic of illusion, and her musical guest was Leanne Nelson Allen. It was really good.
Oh,
good service.
Great
yeah,
service.
Jerry was
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Today we are having Sensei Dave Vidito, our Zen Buddhist, and I'm very excited to hear what he has to say. He and I were texting back and forth about it, and it's going to be very interesting. I have no doubt. So, and his musical guest is one of my good buddies, Donna Frost. She just had her birthday the other day. Happy birthday, Donna! And so that's today. And then next week we're going to have our Baha'i representative, Dean Martineau, and his musical guest will be Keith Leon.
We just saw Dean last night.
Saw Dean and his wife Judy last night. Yes, we did. So, past services are available at the People of Diversity Facebook group, Facebook page. We also now have a YouTube channel, People of Diversity YouTube channel, and you can see the live services there on Sunday morning at 10:30, or you can go back and see past services, and they have a very cool feature called a playlist, and you can use the playlist function to search on topic or search on faith. So whatever way you want to look at things, you can go in there. It's a really good resource. We are not going to have a deep dive today. We typically have a deep dive, live Zoom deep dive after the morning service from 11:45 to 12:15. We are not going to be doing that today because Scott and I aren't going to be here. So we can't do it, and we're not going to have access to computers and such during that time. So next week we will start the deep dive back up. And typically Dean comes to the deep dive. Typically Sensei Dave comes to the deep dive too, but I already warned him that we're not doing it. So then we'll have a second broadcast on Facebook Live of the morning service at 5:45 on Sunday evening. So if you want to get Facebook notifications about all of this, go to the People of Diversity Facebook group, Facebook page, and join. And that way you get a little ding in your notifications on Sunday, and it makes it easy. You just got to click the button. So, all right, each week we bless a country. So if you know anything about the country that we are blessing next week, send me anything at the email address below that you have, pictures, especially if you've been there, and or have your own pictures, or have personal stories or things. That's the kind of things we'd like to share on these country blessings. So next week's country is Mozambique. This week's country is the timing is interesting. This week's country is Morocco, and Morocco just went through a terrible earthquake. There's thousands of people that have been killed. I put together this thing about our country blessing before I knew anything about that earthquake, and so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. But some of these things I'm sure have been impacted by that. So extra prayers today for Mozambique, or for Morocco. So all right, Morocco is on the northwest corner of Africa. It's the same size as California, and they used to have around 38,000 people. That's going to be significantly less after this earthquake. They are 99% Muslim. Morocco, I thought this was really interesting. Morocco was the first country to recognize the United States as an independent country, and it opened its ports and began trading with the United States in 1777. More than 10 million tourists visit Morocco every year, and tourism employs about 20% of the population. So when you think about this earthquake thing, I read that a fair amount of their historic buildings and things that people go there to see have been either damaged or destroyed, and that's going to impact their employment situation for sure. There is a city known as the Blue Pearl of Morocco, where most everything is painted pale blue. And then there's also a red city, Marrakesh, where many of the buildings are built from clay and red sandstone. There is a serious cat overpopulation issue in Morocco. Cats are everywhere in the cities. Native Moroccans consider cats to be clean and prefer them over dogs. But with so many loose, unvaccinated cats running around, rabies is a significant problem. The left hand is used only for personal hygiene, and it is considered rude and unclean to eat with your left hand. And our last fact, I thought this was really interesting. In Morocco, the symbol of love is not the heart, but the liver. So any place like around here, or most countries, if you see people given a symbol for love, it's the heart. Well, in Morocco you would see that, but it's a liver. So, yeah. So let's just take an extra few seconds here and hold the people of Morocco in our hearts. Pray for their safety, pray for peace, pray for an end to their suffering. Pray for their people, all the people that are there, that have gone there to help them, that they can get the things that they need and get settled and return to serenity and abundance as soon as possible. So let's say these words together. May peace prevail in Morocco. May peace prevail on earth. May peace prevail in me. Okay, thank you.
We will hear from Miss Donna Frost from her amazing backyard, I hope, because it's so cool back there. Immediately following Donna, we will hear from Dave Vitito. I almost called him Mr. Cool. I guess I just did. I really like
Because he
Dave.
is.
Yes, and I'm really looking forward to this talk. So without further ado, we'll see you on the other side.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the front porch at my house in Hendersonville, Tennessee. It's Labor Day weekend as I filmed this. You'll be seeing us a couple of weeks later. I hope everybody's doing well and hope you've had a great summer and hope that your Labor Day weekend was good. All is well here. I'm doing good. I'm back out on the road. Been back out on the road some. And, of course, I've always been kept on playing here all through my dad's illness, but I'm able to get out now and travel again, so that's good. So I'll be down y'all's way in November. Maybe I'll be able to put something together to see you guys while I'm in the area. That would be really nice. But meanwhile, I'm coming to you live from the porch. And a quick update on my dad. He's doing fantastic. Of course, he's recovered well from the stroke, but then the gallbladder was giving him problems, and so he had it taken out the other day, and he's coming along really well. So thank you for all your prayers and concerns for my family and for my dad, and we love y'all and appreciate it so much. Our topic this week and this month is illusions, and so I was doing a little research on this topic here to see what I had that might fit in with the subject at hand. And I was looking at the Vedic text of India about the 6 illusions of life, and they go like this. There's the delusion of a limitation of space, the delusion of time, the delusion of limitations of attachment, the delusion of a limitation of knowledge, the delusion of a limitation of creativity, and the delusion of fear. So I put on my little thinking cap and was going through all my songs and thinking, what could I use today to share with you all on this topic? So I thought the illusion or delusion of attachment, limitations of attachment, but this is about, I quit writing relationship songs a long time ago because I haven't been in a relationship in forever. But this was one that Jack Howell and I wrote for The Beautiful Unseen. This was about someone who I thought was the one, but he wasn't the one, and it's called Life Had Other Plans. So here we go. Once upon a time, when you were mine, the world was oh so fun. Happy together, we swore it was forever. Life had other plans. The day we fell apart shattered my heart. I knew the river song. I was a fool to trust in you. Life had other plans. Here we are again, wiser than we were then. The future so uncertain, I live day by day. I don't know how to feel. I wish this wasn't real. I love you, but in a different way. A different way. A different way. Forgive and forget. I have no regrets. It's not over yet. We made amends, but there's your friends. Life had other plans. Here we are today, thousands of miles away. The future's so uncertain, we live day by day. I don't know how to feel. I wish it wasn't real. I love you, but in a different way. definitely had other plans for me, for sure. And I'm grateful for the other plans that my life has taken. So the next song is, I was going to talk about the illusion or delusion of the limitation of space. And this is the title track of my new album, The Beautiful Unseen. Jack Howell and I wrote this. And I have not performed this one live much at all because there's so much production on the record that I've been kind of afraid to try it out, but I'm kind of easing my way into it because it's such a beautiful song and I want to share it. So bear with me. I'm going to see how we do with this, and I hope you enjoy it. But it's a beautiful song, and I hope I can do it justice with just me and my guitar. Celestial soldiers lighting the way in the dark, lifting the lost and alone, worthy souls to defend, standing on their shoulders, breathing the wisdom and grace, witnessing wonder and faith in a world without end. And again I feel the presence of the beautiful unseen, of the spirits in between these arms and the gallows, love and shadows. I've been more than broken, walked in and out of the fires, fallen for empty desires. I'm stronger and then some, as if I'm awoken, like a phoenix sun rising again, surrendering every dead end, embracing redemption. Because I feel the presence of the beautiful unseen, of the spirits in between his arms and the gallows, love and shadows. All the loved ones I adore, that adore me, but left before me, hold me close and guide me truly on my way into this journey. We are living in the presence of the beautiful unseen, of the spirits in between his arms and the gallows, love and shadows, love and shadows, love and shadows, love and shadows. We are living in the presence of the beautiful unseen. And the wind was blowing while I was singing this. In fact, when I was recording the video, I had to start it over a while ago because it blew my lyric pages off the table here, so I had to weigh everything down. But thank you for having me as part of your service today. I know there'll be a wonderful message coming up for you shortly as soon as I sign off here. And Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Becky. Thank you, all of you, the people of diversity. Have a beautiful day. Blessings to all.
Hello, it's Dave Vinito, Open Mind Zen. Today, it's going to be a little different than one of my normal talks. And it's really because of the topic, illusion. And I'm going to look at illusion and its close cousin, delusion. So illusion is seeing something that's not real, right? Or experiencing or feeling something that's not real. Delusion is then that, but with unhealthy or harmful consequences to either yourself or others or the world. So delusion. And with delusion, there's this sense of my illusions, this thing that I believe is real, solid, and therefore you act accordingly. And so this is a challenging one for me because these topics are near and dear to my heart. And I told Becky I wasn't sure if the physicist, the Zen practitioner, or the atheist was going to respond to this talk. So we'll see who comes out, I suppose. But they all have opinions on this topic because this has. Or I'll step back. I think we all have this tendency to get caught up in illusion. And I'll go more into what I mean by that later, but basically we are limited with our human senses to actually truly see the world, to truly see ourselves, to truly see each other. And so what we do with our minds is we build a model. Right, our brains are interpreting the light that comes in, the photons at different frequencies, some that we can see, some that we can't, the light that comes in through our eyes, which are really just vibrations of the air molecules, and somehow miraculously our mind turns this into Becky, Bob, car. And so what we have in our minds is not what's really happening. It's our mental interpretation of the world. And so just by our human nature, we are caught up in illusion. It's a taste of what's really going on, a touch of reality, but it's limited by who we are. And so we have this tendency, and it can have major impacts on our world. And I can look at a number of things in the news now where you can see that this has happened. So as an example, the main one that's been on my mind, thinking of January 6th, 2021, when a number of folks convinced that they were right stormed the Capitol. They're going to take our country back. And if you look at all the things, all the little details, all the little illusions and delusions that led up to that moment, it's interesting to look at it from a perspective of how can we do better? How can we prevent it? But at the same time, we're also seeing glimpses of ourselves. And so I'm going to poke at this a little bit. I'll apologize ahead of time if I poke too hard and hit a tender spot. I will do my best to also poke at myself. Buddhism, there are illusions there, which I think can get in the way. But what led to January 6th? When I was a teenager, I got caught up in fundamentalism. I was a Baptist. Actually, my father was a Baptist. And I think I've spoken about this before, but it's a literal belief in these ancient texts, literal. So creation was 6 days and then God rested because he was apparently tired. Adam and Eve were first, and then they spawned all of the people that are here, ignoring the fact that there's a lack of genetic diversity. That's not possible. Right? Noah and the flood, Jesus walking on water, literal heaven and hell. And so there's this literal belief in this world. And so they build this illusion of good and evil, us and them, the God of miracles or the God of magic, depending on how you look at this. But when questions, they're told to, or when they question this, and that was me as a teenager, when I would question this, I would be told, have faith. You're thinking too much. Have faith. And so there's this tendency in certain religious communities to believe first, think later. Or worse, think, but only in line with what you're told to believe. And so there is this culture that we have all throughout our country, particularly in the Midwest where I grew up. Illusion, another illusion that we seem to be stuck on in our country, the illusion of white male supremacy. What do I mean by that? Go back to the Constitution. Any person not free is only counted as 3/5 a vote, 3/5 of a person. Took to the 19th Amendment before women had the right to vote. So from the beginning, it was a white male, actually a white male landowner. And you'll see that prevalent today, this fear that life is changing, that the country is falling into sin. This idea of sin is a very simplistic good versus evil kind of idea. This idea that we'll make America great again. And it always fascinates me. When was it great? When was it its best? And if you look back at our history, you can still find times where it may have been great for that white male landowner, but maybe not for everyone else. And so there's almost this fantasy looking back at, can we go back? And this is illusion that the country is falling apart. And then you bring in a charismatic leader who gives the illusion of strength, right? Gives the illusion of expertise through his words. The illusion that he won the last election. So putting all that together, right? Faith first, don't think, believe first. You are the chosen people. We'll make life great again, like it was in the past. This illusion of us falling into sin, and then we have our charismatic leader, and it's no wonder then that things like January 6th happened, right? Storming the Capitol. They're going to take their country back. And so I think it's important to, one, look at this. What do we do in the future? But two, see ourselves in these people. How easy is it for us to get so caught up in an idea, so believe that we are correct, that we act, and in the process of acting, harm others. I can think back to a number of situations in my life where I've unintentionally harmed myself or others because I really hadn't looked at things with fresh eyes. I had my illusions, right? My ideas, my fantasies about what was really happening in the world or in that situation, and I wound up hurting. And in the case I was talking about with January 6th, illusion, delusion, and fantasy almost destroyed democracy. And that's not a hyperbole, that is true. And that's something that I encourage folks to vote. I encourage you to get out. I encourage you to get active. This is something that we still need to fight against. But it's a little larger than just this. I don't want to harp on one example. Perceptions of self. Think of the illusions that we have about ourself. The stories, or you'll see it in the labels. What are the labels that you use to describe yourself? I am good. I am bad. I am a sinner. I am successful. I'm a failure. I'm never good at this. I can't speak in public. Right. they're all tied to some story that we have. And remember how I said the mind, we're perceptive beings. And so we build this story of the world. We have all this information coming into us. We build this story in our mind about what the world is, but we also build that story about ourselves, who we are, what we can do, what we cannot do. And the illusion or the delusion, in this case, is that we believe it. We believe it, and it holds us back. It stops us from taking that step forward, doing something new, trying something different, reaching out to that person that really needs it, because in the past they were like X, Y, or Z, whatever the case may be. I think this is one of the reasons why I gravitated towards Zen, because Zen is the practice of introspection in the sense of I am trying to recognize these delusions. I'm trying to see them for what they are, see where they impact my life positively and negatively, and I work with them. I don't shove them aside. I don't hide them. I don't bury them. I work with them. One of our assistant teachers today, Angie Reed, said, it's delusions all the way down. So I like that. I like that expression. So we work with it. And that's why this practice in particular is so important, because I recognize that I do this. No matter how much you practice, no matter how enlightened you are, you are still human. You are a perceptive being. We are not logical beings, right? We come to conclusions through inference. This and that happened in the past, therefore this will happen in the future. And that often works. It's not the same as logic. You could come up with illogical conclusions that way. So recognizing that I am a biased perceptual being, how do I present myself? How do I work with it? What do I do? And as far as illusions, I do want to poke at Buddhism. It's not free and clear. Personally, this is more of an opinion. I think reincarnation is a bit of an illusion. In a sense, I think it's counter to the Dharma in that it's very self-oriented. This concept that somehow I'm special and I'll be reincarnated in the future. I think that's a cultural illusion. Chakras. If you were to open the body and look for a chakra, guess what you would find? You would find nerves, blood vessels, muscle, with me, a little bit extra fat. You'd find all that good stuff. No chakras. But this one's a particularly interesting example of an illusion, but it can be useful. Our mind, right, building that perception, that model of the world, also has a model of the way your body works. And through that introspection, it's been found that by working with chakras, it provides access to the body, provides access to the emotions, provide access to what's going on internally. Even though it's not physically real, it's a useful concept. So that's a case where it's illusion. There is no chakra. But from our perceptual vantage, it's there. It's useful and you can work with it. So it's interesting. So illusion, not all bad, not all bad. Everything is illusion. I talked about that internal model of the world. We also have the physical world. You know, being a physicist, I can't resist this. Matter, right? It's not solid. It's 99% not there. There's space, tremendous amount of space between the electrons and the protons that make up the atoms and molecules and the cells of the body. We're 99% there. The illusion, though, is that we are here. Everything is a mixture of wave and particle. There's this duality between the two. Yet for us, the illusion is everything is solid. Everything is there. And so everything, when I say everything, everything is illusion in one form or another. So great. Where's this leave us? Now what do you do? If everything's illusion, just throw your hands up. Just go home. We're done, right? So there's some things you can do, and this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at this now from a Zen practice perspective. A little more than Zen, though. I think this is also the physicist to be talking as well. But so first recognize it, right? Recognize that most of what's going on is a story. Most of what's going on is something I'm telling myself. What's going on in my mind are inferences that I've made based on past experience, sometimes trauma, but past experience, and I'm extrapolating to the future. I'm, in a way, guessing at what's going to happen in the future, and the danger is acting as if that is true. That will come to pass. So I recommend self-reflection. Don't take yourself too seriously. It's great to have opinions, but recognize that that's just an opinion. And take yourself lightly. Laugh at yourself. It's okay to rely on expert opinion. That seems to be poo-pooed nowadays, mainstream media, the scientists, right? It's okay to rely on expert opinion, particularly in those areas where we have no expertise. Because again, we build stories, we build ideas, we are very biased by our very nature, and it takes training to look around those biases and actually do the experiment, in the case of science, to build conclusions. So recognize that we have these stories that we tell ourselves. Two, practice critical thinking skills. A lot of people talk about critical thinking, but I think most people don't realize that this is not natural. Critical thinking, it's not how the brain works. Our brains are not logical. They are inference engines. They infer based on the past. And so it actually takes practice to really learn those skills. So some things that you can do to kind of work on these critical thinking skills. Well, one, you could take classes. I do recommend that, but whenever you're exposed to something, look for gaps in the information. Where is something not understood? And that can be gaps in the evidence that's put in front of you or the facts that are put in front of you, but look inward. What are the gaps in my own knowledge? Learn about logical fallacies. It's very easy to become susceptible to logical fallacies until you learn about them. When you learn about them, you become aware of them. And once something becomes aware, much like mindfulness practice, right? Once you bring it to the forefront, now you see it, right? Or you see it more often, I should say. Learn the difference between opinion and fact. Often I see people conflate these two, twist them. Opinion is stated as fact. Watch for that. Watch for that in yourself. Understand our own biases. That's an important one. We are all biased, all right? So look at your biases, try to understand your biases, and be wary of your sources, particularly today with social media. So practice critical thinking. This one comes more from Zen. Learn to revel in the don't know space, right? It's okay to say, I don't know. I don't know. The scientist in me loves, I don't know. Because the scientist wants to find those spaces where I don't know, because then the scientist wants to go find out. The Zen practitioner likes don't know mind. Because from that don't know space is when I can really get in touch with myself without labels, without preconceptions, and really connect to myself, to this moment, really connect with the people that I'm with, right? So the physicist and the Zen practitioner love don't know mind. Really practice don't know mind. And then finally, some sort of mindful introspection. Again, this is good. Looking inward, really connecting with yourself, catching yourselves with your biases, and working with it. So illusion, it is everywhere. It doesn't mean that there aren't things that are true. There aren't facts. Please don't take it that far. But illusion is there more than you realize, more than most of us realize, I should say. And so we practice. We work with it. So why don't we try an exercise? It's a mindfulness exercise. Kind of settle in. If you're sitting in a chair, that's fine, or a cushion. Just kind of get comfortable, feet flat on the floor, arms, hands in a comfortable position. And I'll describe it first before we do it. What I want you to do is, first we'll start with a little breathing. And we'll just mindfully notice the breathing in the body. And then I want you to listen. And the exercise is listen to whatever sounds come up. Like in my case, I can hear the cars outside as an example. See if you can hear it without, in your mind, labeling it. Right? So I hear a sound. Normally, my mind would go, car. Lawnmower. See if you can just hear, feel, experience the texture of the sounds, but no labels. As much as you can, as much as you can. All right? Let's go ahead and get comfortable, close your eyes, and begin with a few deep cleansing breaths. I usually like to recommend just a nice audible exhale, as if you're breathing through a straw. Every time you breathe out, just kind of feel that exhale, hear it, and just breathe. Now breathing normally, maybe slowly bring your attention down to your chest. Feel it rising and falling, rising, falling. Maybe feeling the clothes move against your body as you breathe. And smiling to yourself, appreciative of the time that you've taken today to turn inward and relax. Feel yourself as gravity pulls you down into your chair. Just feel yourself sinking down into Mother Earth and breathing. Good. Now, listen, hear, feel the sound as it comes into your body. Be curious. Explore. Continuing to breathe. Even the sound of my voice, don't think of it as speaking. Just hear it. Be curious about it. Breathing. Maybe slightly open your eyes and just see around the room. Again, see. Don't label. Just look. Curiosity. Look from that space of don't know. Good. Now just make a few cleansing breaths and come back. Thank you. A little bit of a wild journey for this talk, but I appreciate you listening to me. I appreciate you taking this time. As always, I'm always around for questions and answers or advice on the practice. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Donna. Amazing as I build it. Sensei Dave, thank you for just another amazing talk and perspective and a deeper understanding. We're just really grateful for your participation and all in this.
Yeah.
Thank you. Philip and team, thank you once again for turning all the bits and pieces into a wonderful stream of Sunday morning happiness. If you would like to get dings, you have to join the pod page and the pod group. And
One or the other.
Or both, because it's funner. And then it's ding ding, ding ding.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, join them and you will get a Sunday morning reminder, notification to come and join us again next time. Immediately following the morning service from 11:45 to 12:15, we typically do a deep dive. Again, we're not going to be doing that today. Becky and I will not be available, and nor will we have internet service. So we won't be doing it this week, but jump back to us next week, and we'll be back with Dean
Martin.
the following week, and diving back into the deepness. I've got all kinds of funnies today. I am on a roll. I'm having some serious good dad jokes here. Facebook Live, rebroadcasted at 5:45 this service. Double back, send someone back. It's what we pin to the top of the page. We like to double up on it. I don't think we will this time, just because
we'll be back in time.
Will we?
I think so.
At that point?
Yeah,
Okay,
hopefully.
cool.
If not, something happened.
And as I already mentioned, our brother Dean Martin from the Baha'i Faith will be sharing with us next week, and his musical accompaniment will be Mr. Keith Leon, from a very cool setting, probably much like this one. They're RV people too.
Okay, if you would like to support this effort, we'd appreciate it. Go to www.peopleofdiversity.org and go to the middle of the page and press that donate button. We pay our musicians, we pay our speakers, and we pay our tech team, and we tithe. So we appreciate every bit that we get, and it goes to good things. So let's just take a moment, take a breath, and say thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Universe. Whatever your name for that beyond. We are so grateful for all that comes to the pod, for all of the people that are involved, for all of the things that have come about because of this. We are just so grateful, and we say thank you, and we want to add another prayer in there for the people of Morocco. And we say amen.
Amen.
Okay, don't click off. We want to do our healing circle, energetic healing circle. It's all energy. And so we're going to send it around. Just bring to your mind's eye anyone in your life, or anyone that you know that needs healing, that needs love, that could use a little extra support. We're going to put all of the people in Morocco and all the people that are involved in that effort to clean that up and save people's lives and that have been hurt mentally and physically and emotionally by this event. Put all of them in the middle of the circle. Add yourself. We can always use ourselves, use a little bit of healing. So we're going to listen to this last song together. Just sit for a moment, listen, and send your energy around. And we will see you tonight or during the week or next week. Thank you for joining us.
Have a great week.
One power, one power, one power, one power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love.